morning, y'all. So I had the most interesting day yesterday. And it wasn't very interesting, right? I'll be honest with you. But late at night, I got a craving for some coffee and some crumble cookies, right? And so the nearest crumble cookies to me is about 15 minutes away. What I didn't know was that there was a whole bunch of traffic and I didn't know there was a traffic jam. And so guess what happens? I miss my exit and I'm stuck on the expressway for like an hour. Not even kidding you, for like an hour, okay? By the time I get out, I have to go through like some back road to get back to where I have to go because by then Crumbles Cookies is closed. It's closed, and so I can't even go get the cookies. So all I did was leave my house basically to wait in traffic for an hour. What's the deal with that, right? The whole time that I'm waiting in traffic, I'm stressing out and I'm anxious. Why? Because my car has been having some troubles and I was worried that it was going to overheat in the traffic, right? So the whole time that I'm waiting, I'm stressed out. I'm like, any second now, my check engine light is going to come on. My car's going to break down in this line. I'm going to be stranded here. Literally thinking the worst of the worst, right? So one of my good friends, I was texting him when this was happening, and he was like, everything's gonna be fine, don't worry about it. And I was like, what do you mean? My car is like old, it's been having issues, it's gonna break down on me. And he was like, trust in God that nothing will happen. And after that, I was like, you know what, he's right. I need to chill out and I need to have faith that nothing is going to happen, right? Mind you, I told myself that, and what did I end up doing? I was stressed out and anxious the whole time I was in line. Finally, I get out of there, take some back roads, go back home. I get home, and as I tell y'all on like other videos and stuff, I like to pray to God without ceasing, right? While I was stranded, I had been talking to him, and I had been saying, really? Really? Like, you made me crave cookies and coffee and all this stuff. And I've been doing this thing, right, where he tells me, I need you to be yourself, and you're not being yourself because you're letting your anxiety and your stress like affect what you do on the day to day. And so I was like, the one time I decide to go out because I'm craving cookies and you get me stuck in traffic, right? And I know that some people are like, why are you talking to God like that? That's just how I talk to him. I don't know, if you have a relationship with God, then you know what's up, right? By the way, I know that my room is dirty. I'm going to clean that later. But like, I had been asking him that. I was like, really? Like, the one time I leave my cave and I'm stuck in traffic. And like, I kind of just laughed it off at that point. Like, when I got closer to home, I was just like, this was a sign from God that you weren't supposed to be having cookies and coffee this late, right? But then I had an invitation to go to a special talk for church today, right? And so I go in, and guess what it is on? It is on waiting eagerly for the Lord. I can't even make this stuff up, okay? And of course, I knew what the program details were going to be, right? Like, I was like, oh yeah, they're going to read Habakkuk, they're going to read Luke, and then like the story of the prophetess Anna, right? Like, I went in there knowing what was going to happen. But it wasn't until they like had switched off speakers, and one of the speakers comes on, right? And he gets up on stage and then he says, "How do you wait in traffic?" Everything clicked. Everything clicked immediately. I was like, I know how I wait in traffic. Stressed out, anxious, freaking out, thinking the whole time that my car is going to break down, right? And then he was like, how you wait matters, especially when you're waiting on God. And it absolutely blew my mind because I know how simple it is, right? But I was like, God got me stuck in traffic so I could see that me waiting on his hand to move in my life. Because there's like a whole bunch of other issues that I've been praying about that I'm like, God, I need you to move now, right? And I get impatient, I get angry, I get fussy. I'm like, why isn't this happening on my timing? And then I always have to remind myself, okay, God is not a man that he should lie. His timing is perfect. He is never late. He's never early. It's always perfect, right? And like, I am always, the reason why Habakkuk is my favorite book, right? Is because I relate, right? Like, how long are you going to make me wait? How long do I have to stand by and deal with this? How long do I have to yada yada whatever? Like, because I relate to that character. I relate to this prophet at the watchtower that's like, why? Why do you let this stuff happen? When are you going to do something about it? You know, like, there's so many issues that are so beyond the hands of man to fix that only God himself can fix them. And so that's why I love that book, because God gives him an answer and he's like, wait, because I'm about to do something in your days that you would not even believe, right? And I'm so excited talking about this because I feel like he was teaching me a lesson. Because literally the day before, like Friday or Saturday, I had been fussy, like just a fussy creature about it. I was like, when am I supposed to know what I'm supposed to do next? And blah, blah, blah. You know, like I get fussy. I get fussy when I don't know what direction he wants me to go in. And I get fussy when I don't know if I'm doing a good job. I get fussy when, you know, I see the wicked prosper. I get fussy when, you know, things I need aren't readily available to me when I need them or whatever. So I was fussy. I've been upset. I've been mad. And it was so funny because when I got stuck in traffic, I was even more upset. And I was even more upset because, of course, the car issues, the am I going to be stranded? Am I this? Am I that? Whatever, right? And God used that to ask me today, are you waiting for me eagerly? What's the answer there? No, I'm not. I'm waiting anxiously. I'm waiting stressfully. I'm waiting doubtfully, which remember in previous videos I've said nullifies your faith in God. So it's like you're canceling that stuff out. And so I was thinking today and I was like, oh my goodness. Lesson learned. I get it. And like, it's one thing to learn the lesson and understand it and apply it, but it's another thing to really internalize it and actually wait eagerly on him to move. And so now, obviously, like I know it's still going to be a battle. I know I'm still going to be anxious. I know I'm still going to get frustrated. But the key point here is, am I waiting on God to move eagerly? Because it's when I wait on him to move eagerly that I reinforce my faith in what he can do in my life. And so that gives it more power when I wait expectantly, when I wait eagerly, right? And I know it's like the simplest lesson ever. But how many of us, be honest, are waiting on him to act in such a way that it is not vengeful, it is not stressed out, it is not doubtful, it is not frustrated, it is not whatever. It is purely, eagerly, and expectantly. Show of hands. Exactly. And I laughed because I was like, you had me stuck in traffic to teach me a lesson. That the same way that I was anxious about something that was never going to happen to me because you weren't going to let it happen, right? Is the same way I am waiting all the other miracles and promises that he has made me via in dreams, visions, from the scripture, whatever, right? And I'm just like, mind blown, mind blown. So it made me really happy because I was like, Jehovah, I be out here thinking that you're silent, not saying nothing, when really you were setting me up to have this full blown epiphany for today. But I don't know. I just wanted to share that story with you because sometimes it's as simple as we're stuck in traffic. And other times it's as complicated as I'm stuck in traffic because God is going to teach me a lesson about this tomorrow. So today, for today's morning musing, I would like you to ask yourself, are you waiting eagerly for the day of the Lord or for his promises to unfold, whatever promises he has made you? And what are you waiting for? Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.